Hello, welcome to day one. There we go. And let me make sure I have my notebook and pull this up on my computer so I can see it. So, in case you didn't know, today is day one, and so we're talking about spirituality in like a grand sense of the word. Make sure that's down. Make this bigger. Okay, we're almost there. So it's really windy here today, so my hair is a mess and it's really tangled today. Ow. Like right there. That was a tangle. Here we go. Okay. Oh, and I'm really tired. I don't know why I'm really tired. If you're feeling really tired, drop me some emojis, some sleepy ones. Alright, sharing group. Oh, I gotta put the group in. Should just know Facebook which one I want. Okay. There we go. Perfect. Okay. So there we go. So today is day one, and that means that we are talking about spirituality today. Where's my trash? Right here. I need to open up my email too. So come on in, grab your water, come hang out. Okay. So we're talking about spirituality, which is like the other part of the mind-body equation here. A lot of people tend to talk about like mind and doing things for your emotions and doing like mental puzzles and things like that. Other people talk about body and, you know, making sure that you're doing things that are good for your body. That kind of thing. So I'm talking spirituality, which is the other part of that, the mind, body, spirit thing. Recent. This is what I want. Whew. I don't know. It's only like 5 o'clock and it's been such a long day. I don't know why. Okay. Okay. So I said in my email, if you got that I'm going to be sharing the 30 things I know to be true and be sharing some of my experiences. And that way, if you are having similar experiences and things like that, knowing that you're not alone, you know, like, we're all here, we're all having very different experiences, some of us, and some of us are having more similar experiences, and that's just all part of the whole thing. So, 3 things I know to be true. And if you've seen me posting recently, like, you've probably heard this, but, like, I know I'm here for a reason, and we're all connected, and so that means that, you know, like, if we're all here and we're all connected and we're all living this human experience together, to me that just means like we should be helping each other through this human experience, right? Like, I don't know, maybe it's not that logical, but for me it just feels like logically that follows. Like, we're all here, we should just be helping each other. but also that kind of comes back to like, I know like I'm meant to be doing something, right? Like I know I'm here for a purpose. I know I'm meant to be doing something. Oh, let me pull back the video up. Hey, Emily. So I'm here, I'm meant to be doing something, right? And so that's like one thing I know to be true. And I know that I would assume, I guess, like this might be not something I know to be true, but I assume that since I'm here, you know, everybody else has purpose too. Like we're not all that different. So I think everybody else has purpose here too, whether or not that's just, you know, like living the experience and having fun, you know, like that's a purpose too, right? So we're all here for some reason, right? And maybe we're not. We just like to find a reason, but I like to believe that we're all here for a reason. I know I'm here for a reason, because I know my experience and I can say that. And I don't want to make that assumption for anybody else, but I would, if I had to, I would say that we're all here for a reason. And we're all having this, I would say, human experience together. Sorry, I thought I saw something like move out here, and then I was like looking at the screen to see if it happened, and it didn't, so that's what that was. So we're here having this human experience. Emily says me too. Awesome, Emily. So we're all having this human experience, and to me that just means that, like, so I guess spiritually we like to talk about like this 4D, 5D kind of experience, this like spiritual spirit experience that happens like on this other level away from this like physical body kind of thing, or like in a way that this physical body can't like comprehend. But I know to be true, we are having this experience, right? We're having this human experience. We're having this 3D experience. So there's things here to do, right? There's things here for our purpose. And I know that, so I guess that kind of wraps into like number 1 too. Number 2, I know that we are all intuitive. We all have magic. We all have this divine energy within us. Like we all have this like very powerful nature to ourselves. Like we create so many things, and we can work to change our minds. And Emily says, yep, it's both, and I think. Okay, thanks. Yeah, so we're able to work through things to change our minds. We're able to, we have this like neural plasticity where like we can shape our brain connections, right? And we can bounce back from things. Emily says human and divine. Okay. So I think that's what you meant by both human and divine. If I'm reading that correctly, let me know. So there's like that going on. Sorry, I'm really tired. My brain like went psh, crash. Emily says yes. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you for clarifying that for me. So to get back to it, we all have this immense power. Like, we all can affect change, we can affect the mental, we can affect the physical, and we can affect this energetic, spiritual realm. So I know and to believe that we are powerful. Like, we can do things. We have all these energies in us, and we can do these things. So that's my number 2. So if you are feeling that, let me know. If you feel something different along the way, let me know. It looks like Emily's like, yes, I feel similar, exactly. Me too, yes. So just going through and looking at your comments, Emily. yeah, so we have all of these things, right? And I guess this may not be considered a number 3, but I think that, I mean, there's maybe not like a reason behind it necessarily. How do I want to say this? We have these things, and I believe people on the whole tend to be good, right? Like, we tend to be good people on the whole. Doesn't mean that, like, there's maybe not some great people out there, but I think on the whole people tend to be good. And we want to live, and we want to do things. So, Emily, did you share the video? Is that what this is? Let me see. I'm pulling it up. You can tell me if it is or not, but it is. Yes, okay. Awesome. Thank you for sharing, Emily. And I'm gonna like that. Thank you. Yes, okay. Thank you. I already went and like discovered it because apparently there's a lag. It's like a 4-second, 5-second lag. Yes, totally okay. It's totally okay that you do that. Like, that's the whole point. And actually, I'm going to be telling you that you should be sharing it in a minute. But, let me take a step and think about what I was saying. I think on the whole, people are good. And so using these powers and things to help each other just makes sense. Like, to me, like, there can't be like any other way about it. Like, it just makes sense. So, this kind of wraps back into number 1. So my number 3 is a little scattered here. But going back to like number 1, like, I'm here to help. I'm here to be a helper, right? And I know that, I guess this is kind of more number 3. Like, I know that societies are built in ways that benefit certain people. I think part of our human nature is wanting to survive and thrive, and sometimes people don't always take the whole into account, right? So, as someone who's here to be a helper and is here to do things, part of that is working through the systems and changing things, right? So I'm here to help people recognize their power and help work through this system dismantling, for lack of a better word, I guess, but to create change and to allow all people to have like these really powerful and wonderful experiences. So I guess that's kind of like my 3 things there. Is knowing that I'm here to help, having this knowledge of these, like, who we are, and then using that to help, I guess, which again goes back to number 1, but in very specific ways. So, yeah. So if you have 3 things that you know to be true, go ahead and pop those in the comments. Or if you have one, even if you have 1 thing or 2 things or like 5 things, like, go ahead and pop those in the comments. Yeah, I'd love to hear from you about those. And then I will be getting into sharing some of my experiences. So, but I want to just take a second to drink some water. because my mouth is really dry from talking, but to give you that time also, because there's like a 10-second lag almost, it seems like. Okay. And I know if you're typing 5 things, like, it can take a while. So, I also said I would get into sharing some of my experiences so that you know you are not alone. Because there's definitely some things that are just, like, out there that are not... that we don't talk about. I guess it's a good way to put it. We just don't talk about it. It's not in our, like, collective discussion. And if we each think that we're, like, the only one going through it, or that, like, it's just not, if nobody's talking about these things, like, it can feel very isolating. And thanks, Mom. And then people feel very isolated. Like, I know I can feel very isolated in it. So I assume other people can too. And so I want to talk about it. So kind of like when we talk about, like, mental illnesses or stigmas or things like that. Then we, like, if we don't talk about those things, then we can have a lot of stigma around them. So similarly, I'm going to be tackling this, like, spiritual experience thing through this, I guess, not dismantling, I don't know what word I'm looking for, but through the same kind of lens of, like, speaking it and letting it resonate with people. So I wrote down some of my experiences because there's a lot of stuff over the years. You can imagine, like, all the experiences you have in a year or 5 years or 10 years, like, it just adds up and you're like, whoa. So, I mean, you've seen some of my posts recently probably about, like, remembering and remembering past lives specifically. So I have experiences that have led me to believe in reincarnation, and that our spirit or our soul doesn't just die or stagnate or whatever after we pass. Like, it's kind of this evolving energy. And it may gain a new facet, or it may split, or, like, things like that may happen along in the process, but we have this kind of continuous soul experience, I guess you could say. So if you've seen my posts lately, like, remembering past lives is one of those things of, like, throwing yellow flowers into a pool, basically, not like a swimming pool, but like almost like a pond or something like that, like those things. Hey, Leah, good to see ya. So that's like one of the things. That's an experience I've had, and, like, if we don't talk about these things, it can feel really isolating and really weird to be like, did this, like, really happen? Or, you know, like, am I imagining things? Like, this feels very real, this feels very familiar. And to, I don't know, to not have somebody else being like, yeah, that's totally valid and, like, everything, then, you know, it just kind of feels sucky. So that's, like, one thing. And let me see what else I have. And it's hard for me, like, I'm also the kind of person who's going to see, like, other people's experiences and not be like, oh, you're wrong, or, like, that couldn't have happened. I'm going to be like, okay, let me first validate that, like, okay, that happened for you, right? And then go through and be like, huh, like, does that fit my narrative, kind of thing. And I do that kind of, like, with everybody's, like, experiences across the board, but specifically, like, spiritual experiences too. So, like, just seeing other people being like, yeah, I remember these things. also feels very, like I said, validating, but just also like, hey, you know, like these are things that can be happening. So Emily says, this isn't exactly the same, but I experience something like deja vu a lot. Yeah, so some people believe that that is like a past life sort of experience where like you've hit a similar point before, or you've experienced something similar before in a past life, and that's kind of like the same energy. I think there's some other things, like I think scientifically, like there's something that happens in the brain. I don't know. I'm not going to talk about it because I don't know. Then I'm going to put it out there and it's going to be wrong. So just say some people do consider that, but it, you know, it could just sometimes be a brain thing. I know I do that sometimes. At about 12, like I had my first magical experience where I had lost a necklace that I had just gotten, and I wanted it back, basically. Like, we were going to be leaving. It was at my grandfather's house, and so at the time we were living in Michigan and he was living in Ohio, and that's a 3-hour car drive for us. So Emily says, yes, I'll be having a conversation and or be in a place, and I feel like it has happened before. Yeah, totally. I feel those too sometimes. So we were gonna be in this, like, we were gonna be leaving, and I didn't want to leave my necklace there. Like, to me that just meant like I wasn't gonna have it. Like, it, in reality, like, I was like about 12, so like in reality it's like, oh, it could just get mailed, you know, like it's not that big of a deal. But to my like young brain it was like, oh, you know, like it's gonna be left here, like I'm not gonna have this. And so I worked some magic, and I had been going, so like there was only a number of places it could have been, right? Like I went upstairs to the bathroom and I came back downstairs. I'm like, it's here somewhere. And I had gone up and down the stairs like probably 3 times, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna turn to energy for help, right? And I found it on the stairs, like immediately following that, like, and it would have been there like the entire time, but I just didn't see it. And it wasn't like a small necklace, like it was like sizable, like maybe like $50 size. So like, yeah, that big? That big? I don't know. I don't even know if I have anything that's like that size. I was like trying to find something. Here. So it was like kind of like this size around, basically. And so it's not something that like would have just disappeared, and it wasn't like tiny where like you're not gonna see it. And yeah, it was right there. So that was another experience. It was just like, whoa, like we have this power, we have this energy, we have this magic inside of us that we can do things. And so that was really cool, especially at like 12. You're like, you know, and I think at that age, like, you feel kind of like powerless, like you're starting to feel more like mature a little bit. And I feel like I was always a little bit mature, like as a child, but maybe we all feel like that. We're like, yeah, I was a really mature child. But I just like remember that and being like, maybe I have more power than I really think I do, for example. What else? I guess going back to past lives, like I've worked with a Reiki client since December 2016, so a year and a bit. It feels like it's been longer, but just like the sessions that we've had and like seeing things happen past life wise, that they were like, yeah, I also had the same understanding of past life. And so that's been really cool, like seeing like the same tower, or seeing like the same dress or outfit, or you know, like that kind of thing. Like it's just been like, okay, maybe I'm not the only one, kind of thing. And maybe this isn't totally made up if like we ended up on the same page here. And so that was really cool too. Also in 2016, like, I started working with my divine self. So like, I consider this, it's kind of like the higher self, but it's almost like one step closer to like that source energy for me. So like, for some people, like, your higher self is it, and maybe we're calling it the same thing, or we're calling it two different things, but we're talking about the same thing. So I started like really heavily working with my divine self, and just like the knowledge and the security that I've gotten from that has been amazing, and the confidence and the support, like just knowing that there's like you out there, but on this different level, like supporting you, and that isn't totally like you, but is at the same time. It's like this weird experience. So yeah, so that's where I'm at there. And so that's kind of like the experiences I wanted to cover a little bit, is that these are things that we don't really talk about, and like there's more that are kind of ongoing that I'm only sort of sharing with some people right now, because it's not I'm still coming to a fuller understanding, so I don't want to like just throw it out there and not have that understanding yet. Kind of like the deja vu brain thing, like could just be making something up there, and I don't want to like say that wrong. So yeah, that's that. Yeah, so getting back, Emily, getting back to you sharing the video, the huge thing, and why I wanted, like, why it's totally 100% okay for you to share it, is each video of this live stream I am doing, if you share it, you get entered to win a free spiritual coaching session with me. And that's like an hour-long session where we kind of cover whatever it is that you want, but we have this session together. So yeah, so if you share the video, you get that. If you Emily, woohoo. Yes, woohoo. Let me grab the link. But if you like, so basically by sharing the video, at the end of the week I will pick a winner from each video, and then I'm gonna be picking a overall winner. So like, I'll basically, so here's how it'll go. Pick one person from each video, and they'll win a single coaching session. And I'm also gonna draw three people, like one person from each video, and then draw one person from them. So it's kind of like a different set. So the same winners, you could win every day. You could win everything. You could win Monday, Thursday, and then the overall thing. But it won't like eliminate people, and it won't automatically draw from just the winners. So I'll be picking an overall winner for a, I think I said a Reiki session. Yeah, a Reiki session, and I do those, we just schedule a time where like you're relaxing and I'm doing the Reiki, and then, thank you, Emily. And then you get, you get an email afterwards. So it's kind of like Reiki slash, what's the word? Automatic writing, because I'll type as I go. So, but if you just want to figure out like what the coaching session could do for you, the spiritual coaching session, I have, it's a clarity call. There it is. And I have the link. It's a 30-minute call, and Emily says, hey, Lexi. Hey, Lexi. It's a 30-minute call. Come on, paste. That you get. And we just kind of chat, and we figure out like what it would be like to work together. So there's that too. And those are free. It's a free 30-minute session. So let me pin that. Yeah, okay. So there's that. So Q&A time. If you have any questions or you want to share any experiences that you've had, go ahead and pop them in below. If you have questions about anything I addressed, like even in the that I addressed as part of like the what I know or like my experiences, or you want to share something, now is the time. You are free to ask and question and comment and etc. etc. So yeah, there we go. I'm gonna take a drink of water again. I tend to talk like way fast and then my throat gets dry and then I need water. So go ahead, leave me questions, comments, whatever you got. Tomorrow is day 2, obviously. So intuition is day 2, and I considered it the mode of spiritual learning. That's our tag for that day. And oh no, I lost the email. Why did I do that to myself? Why did I do that? What did open? Okay. Let me tell you more about day 2 while you type up your stuff. Day 2, we're going to talk about intuition, the mode of spiritual learning. So I'm going to share 3 intuition tips, and then you can share tomorrow's video and enter to win again. And then day 3, we have energy, spiritual movement, and life force. And I'll be sharing 3 important energy work practices, or 3 that I consider to be important. Hey, Carla. For those of you just tuning in, we talked about the 3 things I know to be true spiritually, and thanks, Carla. My spiritual experiences. So right now we're doing Q&A. So if you have questions, feel free to let them out. And we're also doing a giveaway. Thank you. I'm also doing a giveaway. So if you share this, you're entered to win a spiritual coaching session with me. So Emily says, I had a similar experience with a pearl earring from my mom. I couldn't find it anywhere and was sitting in my living room one night and felt pulled to look straight down and looked right at it. It was blended into the rug. That is amazing. That sounds like your intuition. Oh, did I get stuck? Let me know if you can, like, if I'm moving, because I stopped on my computer. I can see Carla's hearts, though, so maybe it's just my computer. But I'm going to hit refresh on my computer. Maybe that's all it needs. It is Mercury retrograde, guys, so I didn't plan this out the best, but that's okay. Emily says they are the only earrings I wear. Okay. Carla says I see you moving. Okay, perfect. Okay, thank you. It might just be my computer. I've noticed I have a harder time watching live streams on my computer than on my phone. I don't know why. So, I'm so glad you found that, Emily. That's so amazing. That's so great. Thank you for sharing. I love that. Any other things you guys want to share? Well, I like moved. This is really weird to watch. Like it just like frees up and it's like, So. Oh, and I'll be picking. Did I say when I was gonna pick the winner? Emily says pinned. Oh, Emily said clarity, call, stuck at the bottom, everything else. Yeah, I pinned it If you want me to, I can unpin it though, but I didn't want it to get lost. And I can't pin it, I think, after it's done, but I can put it in the title. Yeah, I'm gonna unpin it. That way you guys, like, it's not in the way. Okay, so that's what's going on. Share the video. Oh, no, sorry, babe. My husband's like, are you done? Yeah, so share the video. I'll pick a winner. I'll pick winners on Friday. Okay, so you will have more time to share this video than Thursday's video, but share it. Share it anyway. And then I'll be picking one, like, overall winner from, like, all 3 days for an emailed Reiki session. So, yeah, that's it. That's all I got for you guys, unless you have questions or comments or things, which may or may not. Okay, here we go. I'm just gonna move this. Emily, you know me, I don't shut up. That's fine. Nope, it's good there. I couldn't figure out why it was moving. Okay, well, I unpinned it because I made that decision. I put it on my pages, personal, biz, and group. Well, as long as I can see those shares, then you are entered for all of those. So let me just click the thing and see if I can see it. Because we've got 5, because I know I shared it twice. So I think for pages, it counts. Like, it'll show it in the thing, but I don't think it does for groups, because some groups are private and stuff, so things don't show in there. Oh, computer, why are you so slow? Slow computer. I'm tired, the computer's tired. Okay, yeah, Emily, so I see your For Hope share. And I see the group one. Okay, yes, so I see all 3 of yours. So, if you want extra entries and you have Facebook pages or groups or things like that, share it in there. Get some extra entries, right? Use that to your advantage. Yeah. Do that. Do it, do it, do it, do it. Yeah, so that makes sense. That's your 3 and then my 2, so that's 5. We can count today. Can't do much else, but I can count to 5. So, yeah, tomorrow again is going to be intuition. So we'll be talking about that and my experiences there, and some tips, and what time did I set that? Anybody know? Does anybody know what time I said I would be there? That one is at 4:30 Central Time, so that's 5:30 Eastern, 2:30 Pacific. Day 3 is on Thursday. So we'll be talking, I'll let you know about that tomorrow. And yeah. I mean, that's totally fine. You're totally okay. I appreciate you commenting. It's like having a conversation. Except I can't see your face. I can see your Facebook picture. Yeah. So that's that. So get your sharing in, do the things, watch the replay. I always say this at the end, but like if you're watching the replay, let me know. I shouldn't say that at the beginning. Yeah. So that's it. That's what I got for you guys. So thanks for watching. Thanks for stopping on by. Thanks for commenting and doing the thing with me. And we will be talking again tomorrow. So thank you. Share the video, enter to win, schedule a clarity call, you know, all the stuff, right?